Okay, everyone. Up next, we have Jason Yo from St. Frank Coffee, San Francisco, California. We'll let our judges make their way.
Good to see you again. Hey, good to see you, brother. Hey, good to see you. How's it going? Jason, nice to meet you. Hi, Jason, nice to meet you. Hey, Jason, nice to meet you. Hi, Jason, nice to meet you. Hi,
I'm
Jason.
Honor. I'll be your head judge today.
Awesome. Great.
All right, Jason, whenever you are ready and your judges are settled, feel free to ask for your music and call your start time.
Gotcha. How's it going, guys? Everyone's comfortable? Cool. All right. Can I get my music started, please? Okay. And time. Hello, everyone. Today, I'm sharing a coffee that I feel deeply connected to. This coffee demonstrates the depth of flavors of Santa Barbara, Honduras, but it also brought me the most meaningful experience in my career. And that was meeting a small family of producers that has been working with St. Frank for the last 8 years. Over the next few courses, I'm going to be walking you through the work of a single producer's journey to make renovative progress at his less than an acre farm. I have cards right in front of you to reference throughout the whole presentation, okay? Now this coffee, it's called Las Nubes, grown by Alexi Moreno in the village of El Cedral. While I was there, I got to witness the qualitative and organizational measures that make Alexi's coffee expressive and unique. And these were not easy decisions. And first of which is that he voluntarily removed the Catimor portions of his trees. Now, the I-90 Catimor hybrid was promoted by the Honduras government for high disease resistance. And although it had a dense sweetness, it also had a sharp herbaceousness. Now, Alexi's decision to remove all of his Catimor trees resulted in a 70% loss in his immediate production. Some may say that this is a complete loss, but for us, we saw this as a unique opportunity to do something special. So, we've encouraged Alexi to dive into experimental processing. And what we'll be tasting today is his first iteration of semi-anaerobic processing. And here's what it looks like. After depulping, the coffee is moved into containers with little oxygen coming through the dry fermentation. In an oxygen-low environment, it helps break down mucilage, then building up CO2 and integrating the flavors of the mucilage into parchment. And after 48 hours, the coffee is fully washed and dried on raised-covered beds. Now, Alexi decided to replant with Pacas. Pacas is a flagship variety on this mountain, where the terroir intensifies its flavors and creates unique potential for clearer and more refined expressions of this coffee. In years past, Las Nubes had a dense, lush fruit sweetness with an herbaceous, complex finish. And now more than ever, we have an evolved expression of this coffee. And the results of the measures at its farm are as follows. The Pacas improved the clarity and sweetness of its coffee, while the semi-anaerobic process brought back that dense texture that Catimor provides without Catimor's herbaceous quality. And to best represent all this, I've decided to extract these espressos at 20 grams in the basket and 46 grams in the cup at 21 seconds. At this ideal brewing recipe and contact time, we have the clear separation of flavor and the optimal balance between sweetness, acidity, and bitterness. And in the cup, we can anticipate apricot, red cherry, and craft dark chocolate bar in the finish. The tactile is medium lightweight, silky texture with a long finish. Now, upon receiving your espressos today, please hold off on tasting. I'll be stirring your espressos for you with frozen spoons. This is going to bring down the serving temperature to 125 degrees Fahrenheit, where we'll experience more clarity of flavor. All right. Once again, judges, please evaluate the crema. We'll wait to taste. There you are. And as I stir your espressos for you with frozen spoons, I'm also going to leave the spoons inside the vessels to help chill down the beverage to the ideal drinking temperature. And then, thank you, once I remove the spoons, you can go ahead and enjoy. And once again, judges, please anticipate apricot, red cherry, and Kraft dark chocolate bar. There you are. Enjoy. There you are. Enjoy. Again, the tactile is medium lightweight, silky texture, and a long finish. Thank you, friends. Enjoy.
All right, let's give it up for Jason's espresso round.
And the exciting part of all this is that through experimental processing and replanting with Pacas, we've been able to preserve the flavors of the terroir, evolving and enhancing the inherent qualities of the coffee without dominating changes in flavor. And with the signature beverage here today, I want to do just that, using selected ingredients and techniques to capture and express the inherent qualities of the coffee and its terroir. Now, for the base sweetness of this coffee, I have 10 grams of a light muscovado sugar syrup. I've made this ingredient by dissolving 1 part light muscovado sugar to 2 parts hot water. This ingredient is going to anchor the beverage's structure with sweetness, so I'm adding 10 grams of that. To complement the Stoneford quality we taste in the espresso course, I have 22 grams of a dried mango juice. I've made this ingredient by simmering 1 part dried mangoes to 3 parts hot water. I've decided to use dried mangoes for this beverage to help bolster aromatics and intensity, so I'm adding 22 grams of that. To evoke the tropical citrus quality of the classic Santa Barbara variety Pacas, I have 2 grams of a clarified lime juice. I've made this ingredient by adding pectinase to freshly squeezed lime juice. Now, pectinase is an enzyme that breaks down cellulose and pectin in the liquid, resulting in a clearer and more crisp juice. The cleaner acidity in this ingredient is going to cut through and contrast with the mango juice to produce flavors of passion fruit, an apparent quality on the cupping table when I fell in love with Alexi's coffee. To represent the dense texture that the semi-anaerobic process brought back, I have 3 grams of an aged balsamic vinegar. This is a product of pressed Trebbiano grapes, aged in barrels over a 12-year span, resulting in a thick, viscousy syrup. Now, I personally love this ingredient because it represents the impact of the semi-anaerobic to retain the body and sweetness that the Catamount once added. A cheap and easy balsamic vinegar is going to be harsh and acidic, just like the Catamount. But a fine aged balsamic vinegar from Modena is going to add a smooth, round, and creamy texture to this beverage. So I'm adding 3 grams of that. To express tropicality, I have 8 grams of an elderflower syrup. The florality of this ingredient is going to synergize with tropicality to produce a new flavor, lychee. And finally, I'm going to blend these ingredients with 60 grams of ice for controlled dilution, clear flavor separation, and creamy texture. Be right back, friends. Thank you. Okay. And for flavor notes to expect, please anticipate lychee, passion fruit, and key lime in the finish. This is going to be a cold and refreshing beverage with a creamy and round texture. For drinking instructions, please give this glass a swirl and enjoy in 2 sips. As I pour the beverage into these glasses, it tends to cascade, and swirling is going to help homogenize everything. All right. There you are, friend. Enjoy. There you are. Enjoy. All right. There you are. Enjoy. There you are. Enjoy. Okay. For the milk course, I wanted to find the most harmonious pairing for the Las Nubes. So I've tried a different array of milks, including freeze distilled milk, and there was one milk that stood out the most. That is an organic A2 milk. Milk comes from cows that are wide-bodied and intended for long-distance grazing, and their grazing and consumption habits on the pastures results in a milk with higher butter fat. I've also adjusted my espresso recipe for this course to 22 grams in the basket and 38 grams in the cup to enhance the coffee's presence in milk. And when I steam this milk to 130 degrees Fahrenheit, we achieve the optimal sweetness. And when these 2 ingredients pair together, we produce flavors of caramel, mascarpone, and wafer cookie. All right. And once again, judges, please anticipate caramel, mascarpone, and wafer cookie. Now, Alexi took a risk, fostered in a trust, built in an 8-year relationship. And for us, it only made sense, there you are, to stay committed in our efforts to preserve the longevity of his farm. Alexi could have continued producing Catamount on his farm, receiving the same price per pound year by year, but he wanted to take a calculated risk to showcase the best his coffee has to offer. All right, there you are, friend. Enjoy. And currently, his Pacas production is back up to 100%. And in this season, where he has early pickings, thank you, he's been finding new ways to add value, there you are, through experimental processing. And let me tell you, the pictures he's been sending me on Facebook of his natural anaerobic processing has been incredible. Judges, it's these stories that help impact the way we experience coffee and shape our experiences as well. There you are. Enjoy. Thank you. To where year after year, guests come in looking for that same coffee. Okay, time.
All right, let's give it up for
Thank you. Appreciate
Jason.
it.
Come on over, my friend. Gosh. I think you have some friends here.
I have no idea what we're talking about. Yeah.
I love it. I love the energy. I love your energy. Obviously, these people here supporting you have that same thing
Yeah.
in common with you.
Yeah.
So you got to compete yesterday.
I did.
Obviously, you made it here today.
I did.
Was there anything that you even took from your routine yesterday that you felt like you learned from and were able to have that as an advantage to you today?
You know, looking back at my routine yesterday, yeah, there was definitely some areas where I could improve and make things smoother in terms of delivery of information and service and all that. So yeah, I definitely wanted to take that into account as to how I execute today. And so, yeah.
Yeah, but obviously not change too much because obviously what you did was well enough to get you here again, right?
I know, surprisingly enough. Yeah.
Very cool. Well, speaking of just your overall energy and your positive attitude and everything, what is your favorite part about competing?
Favorite part of competing is really embracing community at outside of your own neighborhood, outside of your own city, and at the national level, and one day, hopefully, at the world level. And so embracing what I've seen as to like the camaraderie and why all these people come out here to share what they love about coffee has been incredible for me. And so
I love it. That's awesome.
yeah.
Well, let's have one more round of applause for Jason Yo, St. Frank Coffee, San Francisco, California.